how Coca-Cola made Christmas big, and why corporations shape holidays for profit. Alright, settle in, because we're about to unwrap a truth bomb colder than a December morning. You see those twinkling lights, the jolly old elf, and those piles of presents? Ever wonder how all that became the absolute heart of Christmas? Well, grab a frosty beverage, preferably not a sugary soda, irony intended, because we're about to expose how one company, a certain fizzy brown drink, didn't just market a product, it practically rebranded a holiday. You might think Christmas traditions are ancient, passed down through generations like grandma's secret cookie recipe. And sure, many are. But the Christmas we know today, the one with the jolly red-suited Santa, the endless gift giving, the feeling that if you don't spend, you're a Grinch. Much of that, my friends, was engineered. And the master architects? Corporations. Specifically, one very thirsty soda giant. That's right. Coca-Cola didn't just sell soft drinks, it sold Christmas. Before Coca-Cola, Christmas was very different. In the 1800s, it was a modest, sometimes solemn religious event. In many parts of the world, it wasn't even widely celebrated. Easter was more widely celebrated. Sure, people exchanged gifts, but it was more about community church and family dinners than malls, tinsel, and Black Friday chaos. The idea of a fat, red-suited Santa wasn't set in stone either. Santa was depicted in all kinds of ways. Sometimes tall and thin, sometimes a grumpy old man, sometimes elf-like, even a bit spooky. He wore green, brown, blue, whatever the artist felt like. There was no consistent brand image. Then came the 1930s, the Great Depression. Folks were tightening their belts tighter than Santa's. Companies needed a serious boost, and Coca-Cola, bless their capitalist hearts, saw an opportunity sweeter than a candy cane. They were looking to sell cold soda in the winter, yes, really, and wanted people to drink Coke year-round, not just in summer. But how do you sell a cold drink in winter? In 1931, they hired an artist named Haddon Sundblom to create ads for their Christmas campaign. Inspired by Clement Clarke Moore's 1823 poem, A Visit from St. Nicholas, you know, 'twas the night before Christmas, Sundblom painted a warm, plump, rosy-cheeked Santa wearing Coca-Cola's iconic red and white. From 1931 to 1964, Sundblom created a series of iconic advertisements for Coca-Cola. And his Santa? He was a game changer. He was warm, he was friendly, he was plump, he had a big white beard, and crucially, he was wearing a bright red suit, the exact same red as a certain beverage logo. Coincidence? I think not. This wasn't just an ad, it was a masterclass in brand integration. Coca-Cola didn't just show Santa drinking Coke, they defined what Santa looked like for generations. This wasn't about selling a fizzy drink, it was about associating their brand with joy, warmth, and the spirit of Christmas itself. It was genius. The message was clear. Santa loves Coke. So should you. But it wasn't just Santa. The entire atmosphere of Christmas was subtly shaped. Think about it. A generous, benevolent figure who brings gifts. What does that encourage? Gift giving. What do you need to buy to give gifts? Products. Coca-Cola and other companies, quick to jump on the bandwagon, began to weave their products into the fabric of the holiday narrative. Christmas became less about solemn reflection and more about joyful exchange of commodities. This is where the class analysis comes in, subtly yet powerfully. For the capitalist class, the owners of production and the corporations, Christmas became a golden goose. It's a period of concentrated consumer spending, a predictable surge in demand that shores up profits for the entire year. The spirit of giving was brilliantly leveraged to become the spirit of buying. Today, Christmas is a $1 trillion industry in the US alone, and for the working class, the majority of us, Christmas, while bringing genuine joy and family connection, also became a time of increased pressure. The pressure to buy, to meet societal expectations of generosity, often putting a strain on household budgets. The cultural emphasis on material gifts means that if you can't afford to buy, you might feel like you're letting loved ones down. This creates a cycle. The corporation profits from the increased demand, and the consumer feels compelled to participate, often at a financial cost. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing inherently evil about Christmas. It's a time for family, connection, and joy. But it's fascinating to see how deeply ingrained commercial interests have become in our most cherished traditions. The festive feeling, the sense of urgency, the almost mandatory nature of gift giving, it all serves a purpose beyond just holiday cheer. It serves the bottom line. So the next time you see that jolly red Santa or feel the urge to buy that extra gift, pause for a moment. Appreciate the magic and enjoy the family, but also recognize the subtle hand of marketing that has shaped our understanding of what Christmas truly is. Because in the grand scheme of things, corporations aren't just selling products, they're selling culture. And in the case of Coca-Cola and Christmas, they did a pretty fantastic job of it. What holiday traditions do you think were shaped by corporations? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as we continue to explore the stories that shaped Africa's past and future. Together, let's celebrate the legacies that define us. Until next time, stay critical and keep questioning.